Hello friends, so today I have a bit of a treat for you. My desk is a mess. I probably should have cleaned up before I started. But today I have a bit of a treat for you because Kerri Bradford, if you've been here for any number of time, you guys will know that I am obsessed with Kerri Bradford Studio. But she sent me the July releases, so I'm just going to quickly show them to you, and then we're going to make a layout for Noah because Noah, I think by the time you guys will watch this, it will be after his first birthday, but Noah is turning 1 very soon. So we're going to make a layout celebrating Noah. I have that photo of this delicious baby, but I just want to quickly show you the July releases if you haven't seen them already. So the July releases feature the Juniper series, which I think is my favorite alphabet font ever. So they came with the Jumbo, and these are 3 3/4. Let me just double check myself. Yes, so the Jumbo is 3 3/4, and then the XL is 2 3/4. So you can get the XL Alpha or the XL numbers. And then you have the regular, which let's just double check these, which are 2 inches. So the regular is 2 inches, and you can get, again, the alpha or the number set. And then you have the small, and the small come with the numbers in the set. And these are 1.5. These are 1.5. And then Kerri did do a limited run of the Jumbo in the alphas, and you had to pre-order these. So I actually pre-ordered the Alpha Jumbo because I am a sucker for a good alphabet stamp, and I could not say no to these. The other thing that you could get in the July release are the blocks. And if you've been here for any number of time, you will know that I'm obsessed. This is the Block of Time series, and this is what started the whole block series. So it came with the Block of Time and the Block Alpha. And then she's added a couple stamps to the block series, and they are the same size as the original blocks. So you can stack them and create large titles. So this one's called Block of Summer and Block of Summertime, and they're perfect for documenting this photo of Yummy Yummy Noah. So I have everything out on my desk. These are just my ink swatches. I'm going to be making a layout in my Citrus Twist Life Crafted album with this photo of Noah. So I'm going to stop babbling now and get started. We'll see how this goes. All right, friends, so let's get to work. So the first thing I did was pick a ink for stamping Noah's name, and I decided to go with scrapbook.com Postal Blue. That's why I had all my swatches on my desk. One of my favorite things about having a wide variety of ink choices is you can match your colors, and if you can't, good old black will never fail you. But I do like being able to match my color. So I checked the color of the clothes that Noah was wearing against what I had, and Postal Blue was the closest match. And so now I'm stamping his name, and I'm using the XL. I actually tried to use as many of the Juniper alphas as possible on this particular layout just because I'm obsessed with this font. But for stamping his name, I stamped his name in the XL. And one of the things I'm probably going to have to invest in at a later date is a larger stamp block, because the largest stamp block I have right now is this 3x4 one. And it would have been easier to stamp his whole name if I'd had a wider block. I could only fit 3 letters on this. I'm eventually going to have to invest in a larger stamp block. But look at how crisp. Oh my God. I'm obsessed with this font, you guys. Like, it's just, it's long and it's skinny and it's just really punchy and graphic. I love this font. I love this Alpha series. So now I'm building the rest of my page, and I decided I wanted to play with some tags. So I pulled out my scrapbook.com layered tag set, and I'm just trying to figure out which tag size works the best on the pages. If you haven't seen this before, it's just a set of nested tag dies, and they go all the way up to like 8 inches. They're like massive, and they're one of the things that I use the most. Out of all the dies I own, I use these particular dies the most just because I like playing with tags on my pages. And I'm using my Sizzix Sidekick because no one has time to be pulling out a big shot to die cut something as small as 2 tiny tags. So thankfully, those tags that I use fit in my Sizzix Sidekick, and I use that to die cut the tags. And now I'm getting to work with building the stamp design on the tag. And at first, I thought about hand stamping it, and then I remembered I had a Misty. So I switched to my Misty. It was like that simple. I forgot I had a Misty for 2 seconds. I was messing around with hand stamping, and then I remembered I had a Misty, which would make it really easy to build this like tiered design. The other thing I have in my Misty right now, this is called a hot corner, and I like it because it helps me build out like without having to be so close to the edge of the of the Misty itself. Like sometimes when I'm working with smaller things like tags, it's just easier for me if I'm not flush to the edge, which is why I really appreciate these corners. And then I'm just using a million magnets to keep my tag down while I build my layers. And this is one of my favorite things about the block series, is that you can grab stamps from every set and mix and match them and build these crazy layers. So my first stamping didn't go very well, which is why I used my Misty. Because for two reasons. One, these are new stamps, so I knew that they were going to take a little bit of priming. And two, I was really worried about getting them to lie straight. And so it was just easier to stamp them all at once, and then you could get a pretty good impression. Now, you can do this by hand. No one is saying that if you don't have a Misty, you can't do this. It's just, for me, it took out a lot of the guesswork if I could just do it all, straight one time. And so now I'm pulling out the regular Juniper alphabet. These are the ones that are 1.5 inch, and I'm stamping the word 1 in the same blue ink that I stamped Noah's name in. And this is going to be the inside of my tag sandwich. Now, before I did my journaling, I decided to punch my holes, and in hindsight, you know what happens when you're out of practice and you forget how to do things? That is what happened here, because in hindsight, I would have used my Crop-A-Dile and not the Power Punch, because when you're putting a brad, a smaller hole is better. And I don't know what I was thinking when I grabbed my Power Punch and not my Crop-A-Dile. Again, I'm out of practice. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking that I'm out of practice, and I really should have used my Crop-A-Dile, because now that I'm looking at the layout, like the brad swings all over the place. Which is not the end of the world. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Also, now you're seeing that there's an N on the back side of my tag because I messed up my stamping the first time, so I just flipped my tag and did it again. So I used my T-square to stick it down on my page, and now you see that really fun graphic stamping. I feel like I've done this a million times, but I love the block series, and I love that Kerri made all these like extra bits. See, here's where I'm fumbling with the brad, because the hole that the brad is in is too big. And there was no way I was redoing it, so I just left it alone. But in hindsight, if you're going to be using a brad, a smaller hole is better than a larger hole. So now here's the picture of Yummy Yummy Noah next to the side with all the stamping. And I'm going through my Studio Calico label stash, trying to figure out if I had a color label that would have matched the blue, but instead I just go with black because everything goes with black. The blue labels that I had are a navy blue, and Noah's wearing royal blue, and my stamping's in royal blue, and I was really hesitant to include another color that isn't anywhere else on the layout, and then you'll see that I do it anyway, so. I swear to God, I make these rules up as I'm scrapbooking, and then I break the rules in the same layout. This is what working with me looks like. But I grabbed these black labels, which are the perfect size for this block. Kerri's just so good. It's so good. It just makes me so happy. These labels from Studio Calico are the perfect width for the block stamps. So if you have them and you have labels, like literally the perfect width. So I decide to pull out my T-square. Again, look at this, Tashi breaking rules as she makes the rules. I pull out my T-square to put my labels down. And then before I put down the final label, I go, let me punch the holes to make sure that I left myself enough space for this final label. And then I punch the holes, and I realize that I punched the holes through my bottom label. So you'll see in like the pictures that I like kind of punched through my bottom label in the efforts to like stop myself from punching through the top label. Like I swear to God, I'm making it up as I go. I really am. I'm just making it up as I go. And sometimes things work, and sometimes we have little hiccups, but in the end we get layouts we love, and that's all that matters. So I am finally sticking down my last label, and then I decided this needs a little bit more embellishment, so I had a sheet of these Feature Craft heart stickers. They're just rainbow hearts, and this is what I mean by breaking the rules, because this blue is not the same blue as the blue that I stamped his name in, and I do it anyway because I don't mind it so much. And then I add a few hearts on the right side, and then I realize that there's too much space between where the tag is and where his name is, so I pick my tag up, and I move it down a little bit. Thankfully, with the ATG, the adhesive's a little bit forgiving, and then I added 2 more hearts, and I call this done. So I hope you enjoyed this layout, you guys. I hope you enjoy me sharing videos again. I'm going to try to keep up with my filming schedule, but please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think Let me know what you thought in the comments, and keep it crafty, and I'll see you around, friends. Bye!